Hello, hello!
Hello. Welcome
Hello,
back,
everyone.
everyone. Welcome back to Iloilo Prima Galaw official.
Yes, welcome, and we are here again, rated PG, where we talk
Yes,
everything and anything. This is RV, Ramon.
yes,
Yes, unfiltered and under the sun, and I'm Uzi.
yes. I
Pretty
think,
in pink.
yeah, I think Ramon, you said something wrong.
Leni Robredo, hindi ka
This,
bigo, may
Mon,
mahabang may puso
Mon,
para sa
Mon.
Pilipino.
Yeah.
This is not rated PG. This is rated Lenny.
Yeah.
Pilipino,
Yeah!
yan ang ating pinuno, handa nang magsilbi, husay at tibay puso at isip.
All
Yes.
right.
Okay.
So basically, it's a giveaway. What are we
Yes.
going to talk about
Yes.
tonight or
Correct.
today?
Yes, correct. Because today we are going to talk about a person, to talk about someone who will be the hope of our fatherland, naturally.
Mhm.
Like, she's 56 years old, I think, this
Mhm.
year, and she is the
Mhm.
14th Vice President of the Republic of the Philippines. Actually, as the
Ah.
Vice President of our country, her office has generated or garnered the highest audit rating from the Commission on Audit for 3
Exactly.
consecutive years. And not only that,
Yes.
yeah, and not only that, he was also able to author 3 bills that were signed into a law. And
Wow.
she said then that once elected, she will spend her 100 days in office strengthening the country's response to the coronavirus pandemic. And how is
There you
that?
go.
Yay!
And that ends our program.
Yes, and with that, what else are you looking for, right?
Yes,
What
yes,
what can you ask for actually?
yes.
With
Yes, but
the
besides that, we're big fanatics of this candidate. We're here to talk about why her. It's just I
Yes.
won't accept the reason why not, because
Yeah.
there's a lot of reasons why not. So we're gonna talk about why Leni Robredo is the perfect president to be for our country.
Correct.
So
Correct.
yes.
Correct.
agree.
Mhm.
Yes. I think the reason why we need to vote for Leni Robredo, because for one, among
Mhm.
all the other candidates, of course we will not mention, we will just be focusing ourselves here
Mhm.
just to Leni. Of course,
Yes.
among the other candidates here, she is really very competent.
Mhm.
Agree.
Yes, yes. Why do you think so? Why is she competent then?
Well, basically, she finished um uh, her college degree
Yeah.
uh,
Mhm.
in the University of the Philippines. She
Mhm.
had a degree in economics, and
Mhm.
she completed her law degree at the University of Nueva Cáceres, and she
Yeah.
passed the bar in 1996 on her second attempt. And
Correct.
even though that it is her second attempt,
Hmm.
well, it doesn't make her less of a person or
No,
less of a
Yeah.
lawyer.
Correct.
no.
Correct. And of
There's
course,
nothing
yeah,
wrong with
go.
that. I passed my NCLEX on my third attempt. Doesn't make me less of a nurse. So,
Correct.
Agree.
Correct.
And, and aside from that, just her academic achievement, she is a doctor in public administration, and a doctor of humanities and doctor of laws. So
Okay.
I think
Wow.
her knowledge, I mean her academic knowledge gives her an edge
Mm.
and gives her the ability to be able to uh, work or to serve the responsibilities or to perform the duties and responsibilities of a president.
Correct. Because of course we expect that as a president, he or she should have a legislative background. And more than that, Lenny here really excels also in the executive work.
Yes.
She knows really how to manage uh, her office excellently, and he was able to pass a lot of laws. Like for some very important thing here, he was able to pass a law like on the Tax Incentives Management and Transparency Act, and he
Mhm.
was also inclined into the children's laws. I mean, laws for
Right.
children.
Yes.
which is of
Yes.
course really very important in preparation for the future of our kids. So she was
Mhm.
really into that.
I want to talk about her program, her Angat Buhay
Mm,
program under the Office of the Vice President, even though she herself admitted that the Office of the Vice President, it's just merely a ceremonial position in
A
office,
spare
because
tire.
her main duty is just to be, there in case the president could not perform his duties for
mm,
whatever reason
mm,
there would be. So
First runner up.
she would step in right away. That is in paper the only function of her office. So however, she really pushed the envelope, and then with the little amount that she had to navigate with her office, she was able to help 321,001 families with
mm,
only 520 million worth of resources. And also she was able to have 305 200 3000 sorry 3000 sorry 305,223 individuals in 223 communities
community.
nationwide. And the Angat Buhay program also encompasses the key advocacies are food security,
Mm,
housing and resettlement, public education, universal healthcare, women empowerment, and rural development, all in a very small
mm,
um,
Budget.
project that she
Oh,
was given. Because again, I mean, and then needless to say that she's also her party is also opposing to the current administration. So even she's even doubled down with that pressure to really exert her efforts to be able to deliver, good livelihoods, or in short,
mm.
magandang kinabukasan para sa mamayan. So
uh,
kudos to her.
Yes,
and
correct.
that is and I think that is a very good and great characteristic of a leader. A leader
Mm,
should be resourceful and creative. That with the limited resources, you are able to create programs and projects that are actually beneficial to the people that you serve, and
mm,
Mhm, mhm.
that for me is really inspiring. And that is one really important quality that I am looking for a leader, somebody that who will inspire me to make a difference.
correct,
Mhm,
And
correct.
that
mhm,
is Leni Robredo for me.
Yes, correct.
mhm.
And besides that, given that very limited budget or that very limited resources, she could make really something big, no?
Right.
So like
Mhm,
in the future, if we give him something small, she can always give us something that is really big, like for all of us.
mhm,
Like if we, even we get to compare the financial support from the government, as the office of the vice president can just get 679 million compared to that of the office of the president that they have like 8.2 billion pesos,
imagine
and
that.
that budget wasn't really that visible. But with Lenny,
No.
then she was able to really make use of something that is small to really make it really even big, you know.
Because not only that, she did not only rely on the government itself, because she's
Yes,
constrained.
yes,
Number
yes.
one, as a woman, she was constrained to perform. Number two, she was the leader of the opposition, which it made it even more difficult for her to function.
Mm,
Number three, I mean, the president has his issues. So,
mm,
but she in turn tapped into private offices and private companies, and certain individuals who had the resource to help and to expand her budget for her to be able to reach out to more Filipinos, ika nga sa laylayan. So
mm.
it's not on grassroots level of governance that what she is standing for. And what is great about her, and she actually goes to those people. She doesn't just, orders her staff, okay, you go to Tawi-Tawi, or you go to Sulu or Basilan. She actually goes there and spearhead everything and oversees everything,
Mm,
which is incredible and rare of like a type of a leader nowadays, di
mm.
ba?
Correct, correct,
And to
correct.
piggyback with that, Uz, is um, uh, she is, she is credible. That's why
Mm,
people come to her office to give donations, because they know the people that are donating to her office knows that it goes to a good cause. It goes
mhm,
to to the recipients, the actual recipients, and not somewhere else, or not being kept um, um, in
Storage.
storage, and then
Mhm.
just goes to to rot. And at the same
Mhm.
time, as you mentioned, she goes with the people, she works with the people. I was able to come across with one of her interviews that she actually said that during the COVID, or the pandemic, she actually goes, they have that swab tab
Mm. Oh my
program,
God,
or
yes.
yes, project, where she actually relieves the people, or the volunteers, even in the wee hours of the morning. Like she goes
Mm.
to she goes on duty from 12 o'clock midnight to 4 in the
Oh
morning, to
wow.
make sure
Imagine.
that the people that or the volunteers will have their rest breaks.
Yes.
Correct,
Yeah.
correct.
So that is just it goes to show to what kind of leader she is. She is not a boss
Yeah,
that
No, no.
autocratic.
authoritarian, autocratic
Mm.
type of leader, but she is actually a transformational leader
Yes.
that actually it's because a boss would say go, but a leader would say let's go. So
Let's
she
go.
she she goes with the people that she
Correct, correct.
serve, and the people that she is working with.
Correct. She's actually very close to the masses, right? She's very
Mhm.
close to the masses because the Philippines now is not about unity. How can you unify people when the people are hungry, right?
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
meaning, let's go of let's get rid of that unification thing. We will
Yeah.
first have to feed. We will first have to feed the
Right.
poor. We need to go back, as what you've said, Uzi. You have to go to the laylaya ng lipunan.
Mhm.
You have to go to the grassroots in order to help them. And once they are already fed, that's the time then we think of the second step, which is unification.
You know what? In terms of unity, I don't think the Philippines is divided right now. To be
Correct.
honest,
Yes.
politically aside, we are not divided. How can I say that? COVID. Look at that. When during COVID hit and struck, we were all united. We somehow donated, even though we were far apart, even though we were separated physically. Everybody handed over whatever they could to her office or to whoever offices are available, and then used our resources to combine to be able to help out to those who need. So the
Mm,
Filipino people are not divided, so
mm.
there is no point for unity right now. That's all I can hear on the other camp. Unity. Why? Because we're not divided, we're politically divided. That's why you wanted to unite. No, that's not the point, because after May 9, we're back to being as a whole, as a country. So
Mm.
what's the point of unity? That's right, that we have to go back to the issues of hunger, the pandemic, and lack of jobs, and then how to improve our economy as Filipinos.
Correct, correct,
which
correct.
is which is really presented in her Angat Buhay
Yeah,
program,
yeah.
and
Yes.
that could be seen, or that could be located, or yes, could be read in lenirobredo.com,
Mhm.
where it actually summarizes or clearly plots out what are the inclusions of the Angat Buhay program, and
Mhm.
that includes how to elevate the lives of people by providing jobs, and
Mhm.
by an accurate and a good, prompt, timely pandemic response.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
correct. And I think if there is really one reason why do we need to push for Lenny, it was really because of her performance during COVID-19 pandemic, right? Yeah.
Yes,
In
yes.
the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, where are the other presidentiables? Where are they? Where are they? And where could we find Lenny?
They were
And where
never
could
to be found
Yes, and where could we find
at
her?
all.
She was actually out, no? She gave out free testing kits, PPEs, and food
Yeah.
packs also. She even provided so many dormitories for the frontliners and
Yes.
also provided a lot of free shuttle services for them. So, like,
Yes.
where are they? Where are they? So, who can help us then in times of our need, right?
I have a true story. I have a friend who works in where is that, WBSU Medical Center,
Mm,
Don Benito.
yeah.
He is he's a nurse, and he was in charge of procuring PPEs and such, and medical supplies. around COVID, he was so stressed out because there was nothing that you could buy PPEs. Nothing
Mm,
is
mm.
Everything is out of stock. And here comes the office of the vice president calling him personally and saying, okay, what do you need? Do you need PPEs? We will send them to you in a matter of 7 days. And he was almost crying because he needed that PPEs in order for our frontliners back home there in the Philippines, in Don Benito, to be able to serve the patients who had COVID-19 and without COVID-19. So
Mhm.
that is a true story. Talagang resibo. If you're looking
Yeah,
for receipts, I have actual receipts of the office of the vice president. So that is why she's more credible than any other candidates out there, even though some of them are senators and whatnot. But she really delivers. I mean, that's
yeah,
my point.
yeah.
The,
And
sorry, sir.
go
Go
on,
ahead.
go on, go on, go
No,
on.
no. Many argue that um, uh, she is there for posterity. That she is actually doing that to or taking pictures while she is doing her programs and projects for posterity. But I would like to debunk that, be, plainly because she does that to give credit to the people who actually gave their donations, and
Yes.
make everybody know, most especially the donors, that the things that they donated goes to a good cause, and it is
Hmm.
Mm,
not for posterity, or it is not
Yes.
for her to have a like a photo op
mm.
doing good things, but it is actually genuine
Correct.
service.
Yeah, and
Transparency.
yeah, and I believe those photos were taken before she even planned to run for the president.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And
Yes.
since we were talking about like responses during calamities, it is not just about delivering the services. She really delivers in as much as as fast as she can. She would
Mm.
some people would call it actually flash. No, this would talk about the fast responses to calamities. Okay,
Mhm.
like
Yes.
Mhm.
she was there during the very times when people need her.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
I
So
agree, sir.
I think that's really
Even if
very
they
very
didn't need
important.
her, I mean, she was unexpectedly there at the
Mm,
time that some they needed help. She was there. The last person they were thinking of, because of course the first person you would think of is like the government. They would send aid right away, but here she comes. I mean, office of the vice president handing out goods and relief packages to those who were
mm.
victims of the typhoon. So
Yes, yeah.
diba?
Meaning she was there ready to stand.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean,
Agree.
yeah, to stand for us Filipinos. And more
Mhm.
than that, even before she was there, ready to make a stand on several issues. Like, she was talking about anti-political patronage. She was also able to talk about anti-political dynasty and so many other issues for that matter. And even, during the debate, she was there. She was there because she would want to represent all of us Filipinos. And where are,
Exactly.
where are the
Some of
others?
them.
Where are,
Mhm.
where are,
They're it's just bad enough that we were talking about auditions in another episode
yeah,
earlier. If you want a role, or if you want to apply for a job, you have to show up basically. So I
Yes.
mean, number one, you have to
yes,
be on time, and number one, you have to be there. I
yes,
mean, how you have the audacity to apply for a job and then say it's like, well, I need
yes,
scripts beforehand before I show up. No, that's not how
correct,
it works. You
correct.
have
Yes.
to show up and be there presently.
To show up and man up, because
Exactly.
how can you be a leader that responds to the crucial and
Yes,
difficult issues
correct.
of the government if uh, in a simple debate where you should be able to display or to showcase your platform of government,
Hmm.
to showcase your ability to to serve or to lead.
Mhm.
Correct,
Because
correct.
Did
they
not
claim
do
that
that.
the organizations holding the debate are biased, and they have their own
No,
they have their own set of candidates. But
that's a lame
even so,
excuse.
let's say they're biased. Okay, so you still have to go into the lion's den and to show, to debunk the thought that they're biased. Show them
Yes,
what you got, even though you know that you're going to be grilled, you're going to be
yes,
chastised, you're going
And
to be flogged. Show
yes,
up and man up and tell them otherwise. So that's
yes,
eh,
what Lenny does.
yeah,
and one thing about that Us, maybe a certain media organization was indeed biased, but at
Mm.
least one should show up in a COMELEC
yes,
sanctioned debate, because
yeah,
that is the main organization that is facilitating the election
Mhm.
process.
mm,
And
Mhm.
with respect, with respect to that body, you should be able to do that. And how can you be a credible candidate if you are not able to uh, to attend a COMELEC sanctioned debate, the very organization that will put you into office? So
correct. Meaning, as the president, you are ready to die for the Philippines. You're ready to die
Yes.
for the Filipinos.
And that
And that is
what is
what we are
Lenny
looking for.
is.
And that is what we are
Yes.
looking for. And that's Lenny then. Okay.
Yes, agree.
And yeah, yeah. Aside, aside from the many things that we are looking into, Lenny also has a very simple lifestyle, right? She is a
I agree.
mother. She's a very simple housewife who can do anything not only for her family but really for the country. Okay, unlike other politicians, they have like cars, they have lavish lifestyles, houses, cars. They live in a very frugal life, but uh, and before, she is one of the poorest
Poor,
members, no, poorest,
Candidates.
am I correct? Poorest,
yes,
Yes.
poorest
poorest,
presidential candidate.
yeah,
Yes.
poorest, not only presidential candidate, but one of the poorest members of the
Politician.
House of the
Oh
Representatives. Okay,
yes, yes,
wherein
yes.
relatively she was able to show also a very low net worth in her SALN.
Mm.
See
Correct.
that, compared to the biggest and the highest paid politicians. You know what I mean? So,
Mhm.
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 and then she's out really from issues of graft and corruption.
Yeah.
Now she
There's
really has
none.
no
She has
issues.
none.
She really has
Yeah,
no
Yeah.
issues of stealing, of squandering then, or of
that's
getting the people's money. No issues for
exactly.
that
So
matter.
that's why like other camps resort to bully her and call her
Like
names like
L-
Lotang,
Yes,
Lenny
Lugaw.
Lugaw.
yes.
Oh yes, because they have no credible issues to throw at her or negative issues to throw at her. So they
Just calling
resort to name
names.
calling and bullying instead, which is
The
very
lowest
very
form of,
petty.
yeah.
Yes, calling her
Yes.
lutang is one stupid comment then.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm
There was
sorry.
actually a meme or a TikTok video that saying that she lied because when she was interviewed for several occasions as vice president, she said or she vowed that she will not be running for president. But my take there is that who is the most qualified person to do that now? Who is the in the like plans do change,
Yes.
right? So depending
Mm-hmm.
on the need of the country, so she may not have planned or have not desired to be the president, but
Yeah,
right now she is needed.
but
It's
then
the sign of the
yeah,
times. People were begging for her to run because I think it was around August and everybody was already filing
yes.
for being president, and the lineup
I
doesn't
think
look good at all. So
I think that's not an issue. That's really not an issue. The
Agree.
issue the issue here is who is ready and
mm,
who has the receipt to be the next president of the Philippines.
mhm,
Lenny has all the receipts. You can
mhm,
always
It
see
takes.
everything. All
mhm.
like even through pictures, through videos, you can see it. And compared to that of the other
And even
presidential
serve the gifts that she is receiving from supporters and volunteers during the rallies
Mm.
are being audited and are being
Yes.
inventoried. So
Yes.
just to show how transparent she is, that
Yes.
Yes.
she always gives credit, and it is not on her. It is actually of the people. So
She
it's it only shows how simple and humble she is as well.
she goes on live and tells like, oh, I received a box of cupcakes, I received a box
Mm.
of pink pandesal, and we're gonna share it, share it, share it, share it. That's all I heard from her mouth, is to share it, because of course, she can't eat them all. Not, I mean but of course, but she has to share it with her team and with the staff that she's been working with. I mean, and then also I noticed during her speeches that she's somehow she's patterned with President Joe Biden and President Obama by saying that after the elections, I am not just the pink president, but I am the president of the Philippines. It's the same as, when Obama and Biden said that I'm not gonna be the president of just the Democrats. I'm gonna be the president of the United States of America. So I mean that really is true unity in my opinion. I mean, she doesn't even say like, oh, magkaisa tayo, magka-unite tayo, but she just says that, I'm gonna be your president, whatever color or creed that you are right now, we are gonna be united. So that's my take on unity.
Correct, correct.
And maybe the last point, or one of the points that I wanted also to make, is how she is as a mother. She
Mm.
Yes.
raised three beautiful children,
Mhm.
successful in their own careers, very
Mhm.
diligent, and very academic as well. So it just
Mhm.
shows how, because she took such good care of her children, of her daughters, even she was widowed. It just does show a good. It is it also shows that how she is able to take care of us Filipinos
Correct.
whenever she is elected as president.
Correct. And in relation to that, Winnie Monsod actually mentioned or described her form of leadership, that the leadership then of Leni is very nurturing and reconciliatory. And if we look in,
Mm.
yeah, because that's it, di ba? She knows how to unify people without even saying it. Okay,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
in other words, here the leadership form of Leni as a mother is actually grounded within a family and from a family, and that it is also educated, and that it is connected, it is knowledgeable and experienced.
Mhm.
Experience.
Agree.
Remember, we should
Mhm.
never forget that she is already the vice president of the Philippines, and who will be the next president? Diba? The vice
But not
president.
her. Exactly. Yes. Yes.
So
And
it's just too lame for people to say and repeatedly telling that she is just qualified. She is not qualified to run as
That
president. I
is
have several
bit.
conversations of people why I am supporting Lenny. It is just because her track record speaks for itself. She
Correct.
is actually
Correct.
qualified.
Correct.
and
And
also they've been saying that, oh, she's Dilawan, oh, that's why they
no,
switched it to pink. I mean,
those are
if
lame
you look at
excuses.
it, yes, if you look at it right now, she's not even part of any political party. She's running independently,
Mm.
and who is like the leader of the liberals right now, rest in peace, Mr. Pinoy Aquino. He's already dead. So who's in charge right now? Chris? I don't think so. So I mean, it's nobody. So she's running on her own accord, and she shouldn't be politicized. Is all I'm saying. So
Correct. The point here is we have to be very objective, and in order for us to
mm,
be objective, we have to look into the performance. Let the
mhm.
Agree.
performance explain everything. let
Yes,
let
yes.
go of
Yes.
the lutang thing, let go of the lugaw thing, let go of the so many issues. Let us focus on her performance and on the performances of the other presidentiables. Who is
Mhm,
really better and who is ready to be the next president? No other than Lenny,
mhm,
right?
For me, sir, I am choosing Lenny because she is such. an inspiration. Whenever she talks, you are drawn to listen to her, and you are actually inspired to do better, to also help. Um, uh, and I think that is one precedent that the country needs right now. After all of the many issues that the Philippines faced during the past 6 years, we should pull them back, or pull the Philippines back up, so that we will be respected again as a nation. And I
Mhm.
Correct.
think Lenny would be able to
To
bring
do
that
that.
forward.
Mhm.
Correct. Okay. So, and any last words? Why should we vote for Lenny? Like we can start with Uzi.
Action speaks for itself. That's it.
Correct, correct, correct. Yes,
I
yes,
mean,
yes.
yeah, I mean, she has all the receipts. She's credible. Just look at her track record, and she could do so much more if she's going to be president. She has done so much already as the vice president, as a congresswoman, as a POW attorney before, and now that, let's give her a chance and put her on the top spot, and we'll see how the Philippines will see rose colored tomorrow if we vote for Lenny.
Correct. What about
That's it.
Simon? Thank you, Uz.
I am voting or selecting my president based on my values. I value credibility, integrity, honesty, and compassion. And that those are the values that I found with Leni Robredo. And also urge all the Filipinos to vote according to their values. If
Hmm.
their values are God fearing, compassionate, compassion as well, and honesty, then pink is the way to go.
Mhm.
Correct, correct. Like for me, what I did is before I chose my candidate for president, I started to reflect first. Okay. In that reflection, what came out was really on the track record. Because I could never be too subjective, then just focus really on what did the presidents what I mean on the actions of the presidentiables. I focus on those things. And I believe then that Lenny tops it all. Okay, she has all the credibility, she has all the receipts, as what I mentioned earlier. She has done everything from calamities to the laws that she made, and she was there for the entire Philippines in all the negative aspects, that have happened in the Philippines. And one thing that I really pray for is that the presence of the Filipinos during the what do you call that,
Rallies.
during the
The
rallies,
rallies.
during
Yes.
the rallies will be transformed into votes. I mean,
Yes.
Votes, yes.
that's really my fervent
Yes.
prayer.
In
May
Pampanga,
may
it's 220,000.
Yes, yes, yes.
Wow!
And if that will be transformed into votes, it will be a winning ground then for our dear president, Leni Robredo.
Mhm.
Right?
So like
Yes.
you what you mentioned earlier, it's personality and performance. So she
Yes,
has it.
yeah.
She has it.
Yes,
Both
correct.
Lenny and Kiko.
Yes, positive personality plus positive performance will lead into a very positive outcome, right?
A,
Yes.
a very positive and progressive Philippines.
Yeah,
Correct, correct,
PPP.
correct,
Ang
correct.
daming
So,
P.
so let us go pink. Let us go pink. Let us go for Lenny Robredo on May 9.
Yes,
Right?
May 9.
Yes.
It's Lenny's the perfect choice.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, also I'd
Correct.
like to thank our friends from astigstore.com,
Yes. Yes.
AZTIG store.com. They feature Filipino products, Filipino designed shirts and bags. And every purchase that you make with astigstore.com, part of it goes to purchasing chinelas for our least fortunate brothers and sisters back home in the Philippines. Free shipping, US, Canada, and UK. Astigstore.com. Check it out, check it out, check it
Yes. And the
out.
next time, maybe who's the next time we could show the shirts for them
The
to really
shirts.
see how
Oh yeah,
beautiful the
well,
shirts are actually. So
And
we
then
I
have
we
have
can
one.
put And we can place the link down below
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
for the site so that you will be able to have easy access and see those
Okay.
beautiful products for
Yes.
yourselves.
See that? How beautiful the shirt is. That's Pilipinas. How I
Yes.
wish we could also wear those shirts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
You know what I mean,
Anyways,
Uzi?
yes, check it
In
out.
as much as you know what I mean when I talk about Lenny.
Yes.
Anyway, so that's it. Vote for Lenny. Let's
Okay, vote for
go.
All
Lenny.
right. Yes, and don't forget to click and subscribe Iloilo Prima Galaw official, and do hit the notification bell so that you will be notified for our next post. See you next time. Thank you very much. Bye, Steve.
Bye,
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 Uzi.
bye, bye.
Steve.
Go Lenny, go Lenny, go Lenny, go Lenny.